I just discovered a stunning new effect, and now it's time to see if I can replicate it. Will it work again, or will it take an unexpected turn? Join me to find out.
Hello everyone, and welcome to BCC Art Studio. I'm Billy, and today I am going to show you a different technique that I have been trying to learn this last month or so. So I figured I'd share with you what I have learned already. So today I'm going to be using Sculpey oven baked clay, and I did show you in the beginning of the video what I created with it, so I'm going to try to replicate that. So I have a block of white clay here, and I'm just going to condition it. Now this is oven baked clay. So oven baked clay, you can leave out of the package unwrapped forever, and it will get firm, but it won't get hard. So you can use it again and again as long as it's not baked. So I'm going to put this in my pasta machine, which it is a pasta machine, but you can buy them to use them for clay. So I bought one and I'm going to use it for my clay. So I will be back once I have this conditioned and laid out the way I want it. So I have the thickness is at setting 0 on my pasta machine. And so I am very, very new at doing this stuff. So just putting my glove back on. So first off, I'm going to cut this into a shape that I want. So I'm going to use this here, and I'm just going to cut a square out of this. And I'm using the board down here to give me a rough shape. And we'll set that off to the side. We don't need that. Now it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to cut our shapes out of that. So to get started on the next step, we're going to need some saran wrap. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I do just have it on a ceramic or plexiglass. So once I'm done here, I can just put this right in the oven and I can bake right on that. So I'm going to put out my paper towels here and my saran wrap. I'm going to take my saran wrap here, and I'm just going to bunch it up in spots. And I'm going to take my alcohol inks, and I'm just going to place some random alcohol inks onto the saran wrap. And I'll take some purple. Now I'm using GRDZ Plus metallic alcohol inks. I'm just making sure they're shook up and seeing where you're at here, making sure you're in the camera, and just randomly placing some drops here and there. Now yellow and blue do make green, but I'm going to add green anyway. I was thinking about adding red, but red tends to take over a lot, so no red. And then I'm going to use my pearl white and just add a little bit of that in there. Then we just want to let that dry for about, well, it's alcohol ink, so about maybe 5-10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to check and see if it's dry enough here. Yeah, it's dry enough. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take our clay that we have, and we're just going to place that over the top. And hopefully it turns out, because, you know, like I said, I am new. Don't worry about the back. I'm just going to press it on there. And see what kind of result we get when we pull it off. So this is what we get. That's pretty neat. I'm going to let that dry. Actually, I'm going to let that air dry just a bit. I'm going to take some of this and put it in some of the spots that are missed. There. Then you can just throw this away. And I'm going to let that air dry for 5 minutes. Okay, so that is air dried. I'm going to take my cutters here and I'm going to make something out of it. Let's see. Okay, and then I need 2 of these. Let's just go here and go over here. All right, and then you should be able to just pull that away. And there you have. Now do not throw this away. I'm going to show you what you can do with this after we're done here. And then we just bake these. I'm just going to pull them up. Place it neatly. Now you can sand them afterwards, sand any rough edges. Just moving them over so they're not completely stuck to the bottom. Because sometimes, you know, it leaves little residue and stuff. And if you do get them a little misshapen, you can, well, reshape them before you bake them. So now we're going to bake these. And on the packaging, it will tell you how long and what temperature to bake your clay at. Mine for this white Sculpey is 275 degrees for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of thickness. So 15 minutes. So before we bake that, I'm going to show you what you can do with this. And I'm just going to randomly cut some strips. I'm going to take them and place them on top of each other. Just layering them. Layering with the color side up. And we're just going to squeeze it and make it into a square. Press them down. Just squishing it together. So basically, I'm going to show you how I made these. And this is what I made with my leftover clay. So I'm going to take my saran wrap here. Just going to roll this out a bit. And I don't want it real thin. I left it about a 1/4 inch thick. So, and then I'm going to take my blade here, and hopefully it's sharp enough. And I'm just going to do some slices. See, this blade, I don't like that blade. For some reason, that one just sucks. So I'm just cutting a layer out, and hopefully I'm not getting too shallow. It don't matter though, because once you get it cut, so you get that effect anyway. And my blades, I know, I'm new, I need new blades, but I just bought these and they're very dull. So both pieces you can use to make some jewelry. So I'm going to put my saran wrap back on there, and I'm going to just roll those out. So now you can either make some random shapes with your X-Acto knife, or you can make some, I don't know, any shape you want. I think I might make a couple hearts maybe. First, before I do that, I'll take my saran wrap again, and I'm going to put it back on there and then use my cutters. That'll give you a rounded cut. Let me do a couple smaller ones. And that will give you the rounded shapes. And like I said, do not throw your scraps away. You can always use those for other things, other designs like this. You can do it again, or you can use that and layer it with other colors. Trying my best not to distort the hearts. That one's a little distorted, but just reshape it. Alright, now they are ready to be plopped into the oven. And like I said, per thickness, it is, what they say, 15 minutes per 1/4 inch. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, so my stuff is baked. Now, if you baked it properly, it should be a bit bendy. So that's what I learned anyway. So I'm going to take some of my resin and I'm going to top coat some of these on camera, and then I will show you the results at the end. So basically what I like to do is I like to top coat these and these to give them more of a bubbled effect, a rounded effect, and then I will dip them. So I'm not going to do that on camera, but I will show you the results at the end. Now when I'm doing the rounded shapes like this, I don't pull the resin all the way to the edge because it will drip off. It will drip off and land on the tape. So I just kind of round it off. So when I dip it, it'll be more of a bubbly, pouty, whatever you want to call it, out effect. Once I dip it, it'll be more rounded. So this is the result of the second set that we did together. This is with the scrap pieces. So I could show you what the backs look like. Now that is the back. That is the back of the heart, the big one, and the back of the other one. And this is the result of the first set that we did together before we chopped everything into scraps. Now I took these and I painted the backs of these ones and the sides. I painted them with a silver, metallic silver paint marker. So they're all painted. Well, what do you think? If you like, leave me a comment. Hit that subscribe button so you'll get notified when I make new videos. And thank you for watching.